This for my married spouses out there. Whatever you did to get your other half, whatever you did to get them, keep it up. Don't stop. That's important in a marriage. I know this message is cliche a lot of times, but a lot of times the truth needs to be reiterated, because it's so easy to take one another for granted. And that's the thing that we don't realize a lot of times. And I'm guilty for it. We all are, right? It's so easy to take each other for granted. That seems to be that, and as I say, this message is cliche, but the thing that's so easy to do, again, is take each other for granted. The same thing that we were doing and trying to get them, or trying to get their attention, or looking good for them, or whatever we were doing, we need to keep that up. We just don't need to think that, well, just because I got her or I got him, I need to stop looking. I need to stop trying to look sexy for him, or I need to stop trying to look good for her. I don't need to get myself lined up, or I don't need to be, I don't need to be doing what I need because I got him. Like, there's really taking each other for granted, especially when you got so much out here, especially the devil. The devil is really trying to ruin marriages, because the family, the man and wife was what God established to represent him in the earth, the husband and the wife. And if the devil can mess that up, he really got the whole society. That's why you see now they're allowing all these things to happen with the family, with the LGBTQ community, to come in and say, a man can be with a man, or a woman can be with a woman. This is an attack on the family. This is an attack on the marriage. And the thing is that if we can come in and we can distort that, if we can pervert that, we really got the family. We really, we really can mess this thing up. And so that's why you got now where porn is so easily accessible. You know what I'm saying? You go on social media pages and you see all these women, with just with all this, with all their stuff out, just hanging out. See these dudes out here flexing, with the six pack, the muscles, all, just all to capture the eyesight of a woman. Men, women, we do not need to stop looking good for our other half. Like, man, we should always be looking to keep the flame going in our marriage. We should always be dating our wives, be dating our husband. We should always look to make things fun. We should always be willing, to make sure that eye is on one another. It just do something for me. Hey, it do something for me when wifey come through, smelling good, looking good with the jeans on, all fitting, all fitting. And I ain't finna get all in the detail because that's me. But and I'm just like, I look at her like, I'm blessed. Jesus, that's me. It just do something for me. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that, because that's mine to do that for. And I can look at her, I can look at her sexually, I can look at her intimately in that way. Because that's one of the reasons that God gave it for me, because he knew it would be hard. Especially for men, he knew it would be a challenge, but for women as well. And so, it's something for her, when I chop myself up, I come in doing what I do, and she get to looking at me like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so, like, these are things that we have to make sure that we up on. Because again, the enemy fighting hard. He would love for a man to step out on his woman. He would love for a wife to step out on her husband. He would love for the communication, and that's a whole nother topic. But he would love for the communication not to be there. He would love for the flirting to die down. For the fun and things like that to go away in the marriage. He would love for it to get stale, because when it do, we start putting our eyes on other things. We start doing his bidding. We start doing what the devil wants us to do instead of God. When God created marriage to literally represent him. Marriage, this was the first institution that God ordained. The family. And he told them two, he said, be fruitful and multiply. Have dominion. Subdue. And so men, women, we have to make it our duty to make sure that we fanning the flames in our marriage. That we keeping this thing fun. We keeping this thing fresh. It ain't getting stale. Because life happens. You deal with the bills, you deal with the kids, sicknesses, and all these things that happen. It's so easy to forget about one another. But remember, your marriage is your first priority. Then kids. I don't care what social media has to say. I don't care what people have to say. Your marriage, then kids. Because check this out. When the kids leave, when the kids go and move off and they go get their spouses, who you left with? It's your spouse. So what we have to realize is that this is my first my wife, my husband. This is my first ministry. This is my first priority. Now, of course, all this is under the bracket of God. Nobody supersedes God. But God, what I'm saying is God giving us this first on the earth, this ministry first on the earth, to realize that this is the person I become one with. This is the person that I give all of me to, and they give all themselves to me, and we experience each other sexually, intimately, physically, emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Mentally. This is the person that I reveal myself to, and vice versa. I become vulnerable with, and vice versa. So yes, this is your first priority. This is your first priority. And we have to make sure that we're being good stewards of that we're taking care of that properly. That we make, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really just can't stress that enough, because the enemy, like I said, would love to mess that up in any type of way, shape, form, or fashion. He would love to mess that up. Anything that looked like God, he would love to mess that up. So don't quit fanning the flame. Do not quit fanning the flame. I say that again. Do not quit fanning the flame. It says in the Songs of Solomon, let her breast and her breast only satisfy. You be like, ooh, bro, you nasty. Nah, bro, that's what the Bible say. Men, let her breast satisfy you and satisfy you only. Women, don't stop looking good for your men. Don't stop looking good for your men. Men, don't stop looking good for your wives. Don't stop that. There's just such an appreciation there when you can see them coming in looking good and looking fly. The both parties looking good and looking fly, and you just take pride, the good pride. You take pride just in this person that you got next to you, because they do it for you. So, man, I hope this helped somebody, man. I hope this broke something out some people. I hope I released something for some people, man. I just want to help in any way, shape, form, or fashion, man. Y'all remember to live victorious. Peace. I love y'all.